guys, and what is up? Welcome back to my channel. So I have no good excuse for this, but I have probably not posted a YouTube video since like September last year, and for that I am so sorry. I'm the worst YouTuber in the whole entire planet. I have a reason though. My reason is that I recently moved into my own studio and like office space, so I've been trying to get all of my situations sorted to try and sit down and film, and today is the first day that I've had the opportunity to do that, and I thought I would come at you guys with a makeup tutorial. So if you're keen to see how I got this kind of smoky, blended, crazy makeup look, then just keep on watching. So first things first, you will see that I've already done like my entire foundation and my brows and stuff like that. I have also put a little bit of eyeliner on the bottom of my lids because I had a meeting before this, so I didn't want to look like I was completely bald. Okay, so my whole thing with this tutorial is I want to keep it quite casual. I want it to be like quite chatty, a little bit of a chit chat kind of update on my life, and a bit more of a get ready with me. I've never actually filmed a get ready with me, so this is kind of my version of it. Okay, so first things first is I want to tape my eye area. I always think that, like, people always ask me, how do you create like a crazy smoky eye and not get it everywhere? And I feel like if you are somebody that's just kind of starting out, or a makeup artist that's starting out, I feel like you really need to master the tape, because the tape is really going to save your ass at the end of the day. So when you're placing the tape, you want to make sure that you place it directly in line with your bottom lash line. Try and get it as straight as possible, because you can always fix it up at the end. So the palette that we're going to be using today is the Burgundy x 9 from MAC. You will see how well loved my palette is. It is actually super gross, but I probably reach for it every second client that I do. It is so amazing. If you're a makeup artist, I really feel like you need this palette, because every single skin tone, for every skin tone, there's a shade in this palette for them. So I really recommend this product. So the first thing I'm going to be going into is this kind of dark, glittery sort of shade. It's the closest shade to black, but because of the glitter in it, it kind of breaks it up a little bit. I am using my MAC 217 blending brush for this. And what you're going to want to do is focus all of the color on the outer corner of your eye area. Get it as close to that tape as possible. And you don't have to worry about fallout or anything like that. That is why I absolutely love using the tape. You'll see I'm kind of packing on a lot of product on the outer corner and taking it closer in. Again, with every single makeup look you do, like, blending is super important. So if you follow my channel or my social media or anything like that, which you probably should, if you don't, you're living under a frigging rock, you would notice that I have not been on YouTube for a really long time. Like, I think the last time I posted was probably like in September last year. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous, and as a blogger, makeup artist / person, that is completely unexcusable. But my reason is very valid. So if you've watched my old videos, I will link them somewhere. I'll link them in the description box down below. You would see that I used to film all of my makeup videos like in my lounge at home and all of that kind of thing. And you know, while it worked, like, it was a little bit unprofessional. So I have recently got a studio, and it's kind of got like a makeup studio and a filming studio, and it's my office. So it's really exciting, because I've kind of moved my business out of home, which I wanted to do since I started this business. So I'm really excited about it. So you'll definitely be seeing a lot more of me and a lot more videos from me now that I have this studio space. Okay, so basically I'm doing the exact same thing on the other eye, focusing most of the color on that outer edge and then blending it in as much as possible. You will notice there's a lot of black on this look. I want to still keep it quite sultry and deep and dark. I love this shade because it is black, like, it reads as black, but it isn't that hard or harsh. And I think because the glitter, there is so much glitter in it, it reads as almost a lighter black or a dark grey. Oh damn, it is so dark. It has been so long since I've done like a black smoky eye, but I've kind of been feeling it so much recently. Like I was looking at like a whole lot of Instagram accounts last night and I was like, what can I film for you people? And I don't know, like black smoky just keeps coming up for me. You will see like it's real intense. What I'm gonna do is kind of a cut crease with it. I want to kind of do it's called a piggy in the middle. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that term, but some of my students were asking me about it and I was kind of teaching them what it is. So that's the kind of look that I'm doing today. So I'm going to be going in and cutting a crease slightly, but just in the center of the eye. And I'm going to be going in with my MAC Select Cover Up in NW20. You guys literally know how much I love this concealer. Like, if this was a foundation, or if I have to go to like a crazy event and I want my foundation to last like 24 hours, then I will wear this as literally as foundation all over my skin. Okay, so I'm just picking up a pencil brush. I don't know what the number is, I'm so sorry, but it's just a really basic little pencil brush like that. And I'm going onto my eye. And the little trick is to put concealer on your lash line, quite a lot of it, and then to look up. So then I know that this whole area is the actual center of my eye and the area that you will see. So I'm just taking that concealer and I'm building it in that area. You want to put it on quite thick so that it does definitely cover all the black up on your eye. And then just take a clean blending brush and kind of blend that concealer into the eye. I always find that a patting motion to do this is a lot easier. It just blends out better and you don't have any of those horrible lines that you battle to get rid of at the end. Okay. Now that that is on, I'm going to use my next color and I'm going to go back in with that same blending brush that I put the black on with, and I'm going into this like purpley shade. I think it is actually Sketch, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm just going to build my color on the outer corner just to kind of give it a more purple look and not be so grey and blackish. You want to be really, really careful with this color placement because you don't want it to go all over that concealer that you've just applied. And then I'm going to just be doing the exact same thing on the other eye. You guys know the drill. I'm then going back into the concealer and I'm going just under the brow, like on the brow bone, just to try and control that black. I feel like it's kind of everywhere at the moment. And then we're obviously going to blend it into the eye look. I think the one mistake a lot of people make when it comes to blending the mascara, blending the concealer on the brow bone, is that if you use a dirty brush or a brush that you've used like everywhere on the eye, it tends to look quite grey and muddy, and you want to try and avoid that. You want that area to be as clean as possible. Otherwise your eye look just does not look the same. Can you guys see how well that concealer has worked? It's kind of created like a really distinctive light area on my eyes, which is really what I wanted, and I've never been able to achieve it without the process of applying it and then looking up. So I really encourage you guys to all try that. No matter how new you are to makeup, I really just think it works. So the next product I'm going to be picking up is the Essence Metal Shock eyeshadow. I absolutely love this stuff. I think my last tutorial that I filmed for you guys, I used it as well. I think it is super amazing. It's such a good price. It is extremely comparable to the Stila metallic liquid eyeshadows. I think it's even better, if I do say so myself. Like, I literally love it that much. So the process I'm going to be applying it in is exactly the same way I applied the concealer. I'm putting a lot of product on my lash line and then looking up. With this, you've got to make sure you look up for quite a while because it does dry quite quickly, and you want to make sure that there's enough product on the top so you can see where it needs to go. Then all you do is pat the product on to the eyelid. Can you guys see that amazing shimmer and shine that comes from this eyeshadow? I absolutely love it. I'm now just picking up a very fluffy blending brush. I'm obviously using my MAC 224 brush, which is, you guys know, is life. I absolutely love this brush. I really battle to do like clients and to do people if I don't have this brush. I feel like it really make or breaks any look. So I'm basically just blending the areas that are still wet in this metal eyeshadow, but not too much. I want to keep all of the metallic focus in the center of the eye. With that same pencil brush that you applied concealer with, I'm going into the eyeshadow AMOUROUS Alloy from MAC. It is a extra dimension eyeshadow, so I think it was limited edition. As far as I know, I think it's limited edition. So I'm picking up quite a lot of that product, and I'm going into the center of my eye. I absolutely love this shade because I feel like it's like almost a rust color, but it's got a lot of shimmer in it. It's super bendable, and if you've got blue eyes or light colored eyes, it'll just bring out your eye color. So I'm applying quite a lot of it to that center, and I'm going to blend it out a lot. So the next step, everybody removes their tape at different times, but for me, I feel like this is the time where you can remove it because then you can start working on your kind of bottom lash lines. So you want to just lift the end of the tape and then pull it off quite gently. If you've got really sensitive eyes, I highly recommend getting surgical tape as opposed to sticky tape because it does sometimes create like a rash. I know it's happened once or twice with some of my clients, so I really want you guys to avoid that. I'm then just grabbing my old trusty Pampers baby wipes. I am a firm believer of baby wipes. I know makeup wipes are really nice and great and all of those things, but I just feel like sometimes I don't want to spend like 50 Rand on makeup wipes, you know, unless it's for clients, then I totally understand, but on myself, I always just reach for baby wipes. I feel like they're so easy. I just went ahead with my wipe and completely removed my under eye area. You guys will notice when you do this that because you've had the tape there and there isn't any of that fallout, you don't have to end up doing like any color correcting or major removal. Just a sweep with the wipe is more than enough. I'm then picking up my concealer brush from SOPH Beauty and I'm going back into that Select Cover Up concealer and applying it all the way underneath my eyes. Again, you want to allow that concealer to help carve out that crazy line that the tape created. I love this concealer for underneath the eye. The only thing is sometimes I feel like it does crease underneath my eye, so you've got to set it kind of instantly and apply a lot of Fix Plus or Fixative spray underneath your eye when you use those. At this point, with all the concealer on my brush, I kind of go over my hotspot areas that need a little bit more concealer or covering up. Even though I have already applied my foundation, I always feel like at this step your makeup's already kind of started to worn, so going over it with concealer is always a good idea. As I already mentioned, it is super important to set that under eye area, especially with this concealer. So I am just picking up my Essence setting powder and going in with kind of a big powder brush and just setting my whole face, but concentrating on that under eye area. This powder is completely translucent. I absolutely love it. And to be perfectly honest with you, again, when it comes to spending money on translucent powders, it's something that's so essential as an artist or just as somebody who's really into your makeup. It's really important to apply this product. So I definitely think that finding a good drugstore alternative is always the best option. I'm then going back in with that pencil brush I've been using into the AMOUROUS Alloy kind of rusted eyeshadow. It doesn't have to be this eyeshadow, it can just be any eyeshadow of this tone. I think this look would be really great even if you use like a matte eyeshadow, as long as it's in this sort of tone. I'm then carrying the eyeshadow all the way along my lash line. People often ask me like, why do you do your bottom lash line before you've done your concealer? I often feel that if you haven't concealed your bottom lash line first, that it's quite easy to get your, like, cover the bottom lash line if you do it after. I don't know. I just find what works for me. If it works better for you to do it before you do your concealer, then that's your prerogative, my girl. I'm then picking up an eyeliner pen from the brand called ARTISTRY. I feel so terrible about this product. Somebody sent me a PR package about 6 months ago with this product in it. There was no information. I didn't know who sent it, where it came from, anything about the product, but whoever you are, like, I absolutely love your product. So it's called ARTISTRY and this is the Dramatic Eyes liquid eyeliner pen. I just love the top of it. I feel like it creates such a nice line. It's like a very effortless line. So what I'm doing is I'm focusing literally just on my lash line. And I'm doing the exact same thing on the other eye, obvious. And then I'm going to jump off camera real quickly and apply my lashes from Eyelash Boutique. With regards to my liner, you can see that it ended up being quite thick, but I wanted it to be thick because these lashes are quite extreme. So I'm going to be applying these lashes and you will see the outcome. How amazing are these lashes? I'm so obsessed with them. So for highlighter, I'm going to go in with CATRICE Liquid Illuminizing Strobe Pen. Again, I love this thing. I don't know, I feel like for a drugstore product, it's a little bit on the pricey side. I think this thing was over 100 rand, but I could be wrong, so don't shoot the messenger. So it's one of these situations that you kind of roll up and then it like does that, like it literally explodes. So that is the only thing I don't like about it. But I'm just going to apply it to like the hot spots on the face. It does give like an amazing luminance to my skin, especially because I have so much foundation and concealer. And of course my Camera Mist Dye Mid Highlighting. The freaking joys. My biggest advice when it comes to this product is literally once you've applied it to your skin, you need to blend it out as quick as possible because it dries, and once it's dry, honey, you have to redo your foundation because it doesn't move. I don't know if I'm in love with this product. I don't even think I like it, to be perfectly honest. So CATRICE, I love your products, but I don't know what you're thinking with this one. Doesn't work. So I'm now going to go in with my Revolution highlighter palette. I know this is not available in South Africa because it is a limited edition palette. However, the NYX highlighting palette is really similar to this. Even the shades are quite similar. So I'm going in with my Switch Beauty sort of fan brush. I'm going into This shade, it's quite a golden shade. I want to soften my face slightly because I feel like that Catrice paint made me quite like white. So I want to go with a more golden shade, and I'm just going to obviously focus on those areas. I absolutely love the whole concept of layering a cream highlighter product, or a liquid highlighter at that, and a powder on top. I definitely feel like it gives like the perfect glow, and it also sticks your highlighter. If you're anything like me, like I don't think that my highlighter always lasts the whole day, and that just frustrates the crap out of me. I don't know about you guys, but I hate that. Like, I want to highlight once and know that I'm gonna glow the whole freaking day. I'm then going to go in with a MAC Sculpting Defining Bronzing Powder. This is actually from a limited edition collection called Vibe Tribe. But it is kind of just a standard bronzer. It's a little bit darker in color, and it's got a slight shimmer in it. I have already put bronzer on, but I'm just going to go over my contour slightly, just to give me a little bit more shape on this round ass face. So after all of this, my brows that I did this morning are now a hot mess. So I'm just going to go in with the clear brow gel from MAC and just tame those babies because, whoa, they're hella spiky. If you follow me on social media, which you totally should be, I don't know why you're not, follow me right now. You will know that I was part of the RIMMEL Stay Matte Liquid Lip Color campaign with Rubybox. So they were, Rubybox is obviously the hosting company, so we did a whole campaign on these liquid lipsticks, and I absolutely love it. This is my favorite shade. It's called Coral Bliss from the collection, and the best part is they're only 99 bucks at most, at most Discounts and Clicks. So that is the color I'm going to be using today. Honestly, for a drugstore liquid lipstick, I think that this is the best one I've tried so far. I'm not just saying that because I was part of the campaign, but I honestly feel like it's such good value for money, and it doesn't leave my lips feeling like sandpaper afterwards. So that is always such an advantage of a liquid lipstick. I love liquid lipsticks. I reach for my liquid lipsticks before my normal lipsticks every single day. I don't know, I just find that they're longer lasting. If I look at my busy lifestyle, I only finish work most days at like 8 or 9 o'clock, and most days I'm out of the house by like 7. So for my lifestyle, this lipstick is absolutely perfect. I generally only touch up once, like after lunch. No, and I've spoken about it so much, I generally only use drugstore mascaras because I don't see the point in expensive mascaras that you have to replace every single month. But today I am using my favorite MAC mascara, which is my in Extreme Dimension MAC mascara in black. I'm just concentrating most of the mascara on the bottom lashes because I'm obviously wearing lashes. And then my biggest tip for everybody, or every makeup artist, or everyone who wears false lashes, is you have to put mascara on your own lashes, because what it does is it naturally just glues your own lashes to the false lashes. There's nothing worse than that gap between your own lashes and your false lash, and everyone can see it, and it's just the worst thing. You want your lashes to look as natural as possible. So just looking at my makeup a little bit, I kind of decided that I wanted to amp my lips up to the next level. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of gloss, and I'm using Girls Delight by MAC. This is honestly one of my favorite lip glosses. I'm just applying it into the center of the lips. I love putting lip gloss over these liquid lipsticks because I feel like the gloss just sticks so well to the liquid lipstick, and it lasts quite long. Obviously, putting a gloss over liquid lipsticks makes your liquid lipstick not last as long, but I feel like this look needed a little bit more happening on my lips. Another little trick that I quickly want to share with you guys, and I've used this before in a makeup tutorial, but I just kind of wanted to bring it to your attention again. So that same Mental Shock eyeshadow that we used previously, I want to show you how I use it as a little bit of a highlighting product. So I'm going to put a little bit on my Cupid's bow and then just underneath my eyebrows. But what you need to do is, as you've applied it, you need to blend it out immediately because it dries quite quickly and then it doesn't move. I've literally applied the smallest amount and I'm picking up my eyeshadow blending brush. And I'm just blending it out as much as possible in that area. You'll see that that highlight is ever so slight, but it just draws your eye into the center of your lips. And we all know how badly we want big lips, or at least I want big lips. I'm then applying just a tiny bit, well, that's not such a tiny bit, but underneath the brow. And again, picking up that blending brush, I'm just going to blend it in. I highly recommend doing this step if you are going to do it at the end of your makeup, like when everything else is done. Just because, I don't know, I feel like it's the final like finishing touch of your whole makeup look.